everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody, and I'm here today for Thoughtful Studio using the Tranquil Tessa Journal Kit. Now, this is a little bit different than what I've used in the past from them. I am on their design team, so I was sent this collection to kind of play around with for a bit. So we're going to create together today here. I'm going to show you what's in the collection before I cut it up. I'll pause the video, cut everything out, and then come back and actually create with it. These are all of the beautiful patterns created for this collection. You definitely can see kind of like the brown natural tones along with the green. And knowing me, I probably will put like a pop of pink or something with this because that's just what I do. But we've got our teapots, we've got the little florals, we've got some moths, we've got some larger florals, some leaves, some envelopes, candles, and moons, and so on and so forth. So those are the patterns. And then we've got this set of mainly photographs. There are a few pieces of artwork on here, such as this and this, but the rest of these are kind of photographs, but they work really well with the colors and the patterns from this collection. So that is a part of that. And this will be really interesting to mix photographs in with like hand-drawn papers. I've never actually done that other than my own photographs. So this should be really fun to work with. Then next we have this set, and this is really where you can see it's definitely a planner kit. We've got our numbers for the month, and we've got Monday to Sunday. We've got some to-do list, urgent, don't forget, do this today, remember, and then some tags and labels and journaling spots. And then this one is just a beautiful cut-apart sheet. We've just got like a line of color down here that you can use on really as a border on a page, or if you're actually using this in a planner, that's probably where I would put over the days of the week and then put my own days of the week, or so on and so forth. We've got a lot of the same motifs showing up here: the moth, the teapot, the envelopes, the florals, and then just some other bits and pieces that you can cut out. So this is the Tranquil Tessa Journal Kit. So I am going to chop this apart, cut it all up, and have a pile of supplies ready for me, and when I come back we will actually start creating together. Now I will post links in the description box below, as well as I should have a discount code there for you guys. I've been doing most of my design team work for them on the Facebook group, but I am transitioning back to having my layouts here on YouTube so I can make sure that you guys see those as well. So I do have a discount code though that I will link in the description box below as well, and then links to the shop for Etsy, not for Etsy, they do have an Etsy shop, but links to the shop for Thoughtful Studio so you can look at all of their collections. This is just a small piece of everything that they have to offer, and Marie is such an amazing designer. She is awesome. So she's created some really beautiful kits to work with. Okay, so I will cut all this apart and I will be right back. Okay, I've got everything cut apart. I've got 3 photos printed, and now I've got my little, I worked in this the last time I did a process video for Thoughtful Studio about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was on the Facebook group. But this is a planner. It's like a traveler's notebook style planner, and it's got a weekly, it's got Monday to Sunday here on the right side of the page, and then it's just a dotted grid on the left side of the page. Now I don't use a planner in this format, but I do actually like to work in traveler's notebooks, so I'm treating this like a traveler's notebook. However, I'm kind of playing off the Monday to Sunday printed on the pages and using it in this layout to say on the daily. And the previous page that I showed you was also kind of a similar thing. It was talking about how I have packages going out daily because I own an eBay store and an Etsy shop and do a lot of shipping out every single day. So this little planner traveler's notebook has actually proved to be pretty useful for me in documenting a couple of everyday types of photos. So I drink coffee every day, usually 2 to 3 cups a day. I don't care if it's iced, if it's like a latte, if it's a regular cup of coffee, it doesn't matter. I love coffee and I drink it all the time. And I am definitely one of those people that can drink, and I drink full caffeinated coffee. I don't drink decaf. But I can drink it at 6 o'clock in the morning or at 11 o'clock at night, and it doesn't affect me either way. The caffeine level just doesn't affect me. And so I drink it. It's just a hot, cozy drink in the mornings. And then like at night, it's just kind of a way to relax for me. And it just kind of throughout the day, sometimes it's a good little pick me up to have. So it really just kind of depends on what mood I'm in as to what type of coffee I will make. But I love to have my iced coffees in a mason jar. It just adds to the effect of drinking the iced coffee, which is what this top photo is. And then I've got this middle photo, which I have a lot of the Starbucks mugs at I think it's called the Where I've Been or Where You've Been series, where they're for different states and cities. And so I have a couple of those from different places that we visited, and I like to drink my coffee in those cups. And then I have this other one where I was just showing my new frother that my friend gave me. So I had taken a picture of a cup of coffee I had made using that frother because it was new to me, and it is so much fun to have a frothed milk or cream on top of your coffee. It just makes the coffee experience that much more fun. So I printed these photos using my Life Print printer. It prints photos, I think they're 2 by 3 inches, and they do have a sticky back, but I don't actually ever remove that. I have removed it in the past, but I find that once I remove the backing and then I put the sticker on, like layer it on papers and things, it kind of makes the photo thinner because it becomes a sticker at that point, and you can see the ridges of the paper underneath the photo. So I leave the photo on the backing paper, but then I usually mat my photos on white cardstock just to have that white border. When I'm printing larger photos, 4 by 6 or 3 by 4, I also print with a white border, or I order my prints with the white border. So I like to do the same thing with my Life printer pictures. And you can actually print the photos with a border. I just usually trim my photos down to cut off some of the excess stuff in the pictures, and then I just add my own white border. Now I'm kind of skipping over this a little bit, but I have pulled out an old Kaiser Craft stamp set I had, and it had this little banner that said today. So I used some paper tray smoky shadow ink and stamped out that stamp that says today 7 times so I can put it on Monday to Sunday and just show that this is a daily thing for me, and that is in my journaling, and it will also be my title. You saw me go through all the die cuts, or all the pieces that I have cut apart and made into die cuts from the collection, and I am using them as layering pieces around my photos. So I've decided to put 2 photos on the right side and then one on the left side and use it kind of as my title area. It's got the bigger mat with the words that say today's task on it, and I just use a little bit of a glassine bag to layer that photo on just to kind of help it stand out a little bit against the larger card that it is on. And I'm just kind of scattering these today stamped pieces that I made around this page. And I wanted to layer something else behind this photo because I didn't feel like there was enough color around it, especially for it to be on the bottom right of this page. It has a lot of white space around it, and so I felt like it needed a little bit more color. And I had already included the little circle at the top with I think that's supposed to be a teacup, but I'm going to treat that as a coffee cup because I have some coffee cups that look the same way, and I do drink my coffee in there as well. So I used one of the darker green pieces from the collection to kind of layer behind that bottom right photo. And that one, the square that is layered behind it says note to self. And I've just turned it to the side, so it's kind of a side image. Now, Tranquil was not a die cut in the collection, but it was the title of each of the pages. So I just cut that apart, and I'm using it like a word strip. So it says Tranquil, today's task. And I'm going to create my title using these super, super old October afternoon tile alphas. They were on a 6 by 12 sticker sheet, and I just trimmed out the alpha piece and I kept it in my stash to be able to use because I love square tile alphas. They're my favorite alphas to use. I also have these. These are, I can't remember where these were from, but these were trimmed off of a 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I'm just pulling out the letters to make the words on and then daily is in the larger kind of tealy green color, but I like the way that brighter bluish green kind of pops off since I have so many green tones that are in more of the olive color. This layout ended up having a lot of natural colors to it, but I kind of mixed in a few bluish greens as well as additional olive greens and some orange. I thought orange ended up being a pretty good complementing color, and I don't actually scrapbook with orange very often, but when I have the brown tones and the green tones already in the collection, orange is a very simple additional color to add. I had done my journaling in a thicker pen, and then I took it off because I didn't like how bold it looked. I felt like it was overpowering on the page. Excuse me. So I went back and rewrote that in just a very thin a ballpoint pen, and trimmed it out of one of the cards that was in the collection. And I'm just cutting down a couple other elements that came in the collection. This one says urgent, and I'm going to put it down here at my journaling. Now, the little label stickers that you've seen me use, I think I've used 2 of them so far. That is from an old, super old Gossamer Blue sticker sheet. It was from a really old kit I got a couple years ago, and I just have that sticker sheet sitting on my desk. And these vellum circles also came from that same Gossamer Blue collection I had, or rather, not collection. It was a scrapbooking kit, actually. But I had just recently taken that kit apart. It's an old one. Like I said, I think it's from like 2017. And that company is no longer even in business. But I had these vellum circles in there, and it had a lot of the orange and gray and green tones in it. So I pulled a couple of those out, and I've just used them with the circles that were already in this collection. Thought it was a really good way to complement and add just a bit more. And I'm playing around with a few more of the vellum circles, trying to decide if I want to add another one and bring in kind of a reddish orange color. But I decided against that and kind of stick with what I've got. I've actually got a fairly busy page or spread for you guys here. It's a little bit busier than what I typically do, but I thought it was really nice to be able to have 3 photos on here. I don't usually scrapbook with 3 photos. I know they're small, yes, but that's still a lot of photos for me to include on a page. I've just got these circle alphas. It was just a random little bit of alphas that I had on my desk, and I've just spelled out daily, and I'm kind of putting it as a little bit of a sub caption over here on this photo, just repeating that same kind of theme and thought throughout. Now, I've pretty much done. I'm just kind of going through the little bits and pieces I still have on my desk, trying to decide if I do want to add anything else. Again, taking a look at it, kind of moving it around, making sure everything's adhered down properly. And then I decide, okay, we have to add one more thing. So I pull out some enamel dots. They are just random enamel dots that I have sitting on my desk. And they had orange and yellow, which is really not a color I scrapbook with very often. And I'm going to end up scattering those around the page a bit. It brings in a little bit more of a yellow, mustardy yellow color, but that really plays off well with the brown toned elements that I already have on this page. And then I am bringing in the orange, again, just kind of playing off the orange tones that are also included in this collection, as well as the alphas and things that I added. So adding just 3 little clusters of enamel dots, all in the orange and yellow tones, and then that finishes out this layout. It is a cute, small, simple layout. I love the small format in the Traveler's Notebook styles, but I love that I was able to include 3 photos and use lots and lots of elements from this collection. You can kind of get an idea of some of the pieces that I did not use that you see here off to the side. And then I will give you one more glimpse of the total collection here. There are 4 pages, so make sure you go check out the description box below. I do have my discount code listed down there, and it is the Thoughtful Studio Etsy shop. I think it's Shop Thoughtful Studio, but go check it out in the description box below because it will have the exact link. Just click on there and it'll take you right to the shop, and you will see this collection as well as many others. I hope you guys have enjoyed this today, and now we'll be back soon with something more. Bye!